What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Simple Sports Hub, where we talk all things Washington Commanders football. And yes, it is Victory Monday. Victory Monday. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's give a round of applause, man, to our Washington Commanders, man, who came out victorious against the Philadelphia Eagles, going, what was it, 36-33, taking our record to what hasn't been done in a long time in Washington football history, is actually getting these guys to 10 wins, man. Major shout, round of applause for that, man. Round of applause, round of applause. Let's give a major shout out to our mob. Hey, man, but before we get into everything about yesterday's game, man, make sure y'all smash that subscribe button. Hey, and also click the like button if you like the video. And I need all Eagles fans that was in my comments to the video, to the preview video. Hey, man, I need y'all to go ahead and make sure y'all, come back in here and talk to your boy, man. Let me know how y'all felt about the game, man. Hey, and my Commanders fans, y'all also let me know what y'all felt about the game, how it started, how it continued, and how it ended, man. And it ended in our favor, man. Again, we came out victorious 36-33. Major shout out to our offense and our defense, man. We show resilience. And let's go ahead and get the BS out the way, right? I don't give two rats booty cheeks about your boy Jaden Daniels getting hurt. I've heard some of the comments already. Oh, it was a late dirty hit on our quarterback. I ain't gonna say no names, but y'all know the safety that got ejected late in the third or fourth quarter. Yeah, he put out a post on on X talking about he was just reacting to his quarterback getting hit illegally, or he felt like it was a dirty hit. Hey, my boy, your quarterback dove head first. And what do they teach quarterbacks? If you dive in head first, you are considered a running back. You can get hit, bro. That just is what it is. He should have slid. He shouldn't have dove. That's the price you got to pay in the game of football. Hey, sometimes you're gonna get hurt. Sometimes you're not. But I don't think it was a legal hit. Frankie Louisville is not a dirty player by far. Bobby Wagner is also not a dirty player by far. But hey, we know that changed the thing. That changed things for the Philadelphia Eagles, who was up 21-0 in the first quarter. So I'm gonna give them they just do. They was hey, it felt like it was gonna be a BTA moment, belt to ass type of outcome, because the first quarter we looked Pooh Buddington. Shout out, I'm not gonna say shout out. Brian Robinson fumbling the ball, not converting on 4th and 1. Again, our team from an offense perspective, I don't know, we felt a little too good about ourselves going for it on 4th and 1. But in moments like that, man, you got to try to play field position, especially against a juggernaut team like the Philadelphia Eagles. This is one of the teams that, hey, man, on paper, this is a great team. This is a great team. There's no denying that. There's no taking. There's no. I know they're in our division. We supposed to hate the Eagles, but I'm a realist, man. I keep it a bean. I keep it a stack. Regardless of who we playing, no matter the rivalry or what. Yeah, I want a tough competitive game, but also I'm not gonna sit here and just not think. I did think that they could be beat. I ain't think that they was unbeatable. But this is one of the prove it games that we kind of needed to have, and we proved that we can beat a great team in the NFL right now, and the Philadelphia Eagles is one of those teams. So I'm going to take this W, and I'm going to be excited about it, because hey, man, you don't get to, we was 0-4 going against the great teams in the NFL. We 1-4 right now, so I'm gonna take the W. Hey, man, also prayers up to Jalen Hurts, man. I hope he's well. Hope all is good. I don't wish injuries on no one, but it's a part of the game. And I'm not saying that we was intending to go ahead and knock him out the game. I want the Eagles at their best. I want every player to be healthy. I want every player. I don't want nobody to get hurt, because you're going to get moments like this when you got fans, some of the players feeling like, oh, y'all wouldn't have beat us if just, all right, that's easy to say. That's easy to say. Yeah, if we had the same, it's a lot of things that you can say to kind of make that whole narrative fall in your favor. But guess what, man? Give us our credit, man. We still battled. We still battled, because guess what? Not only was we down 21-0, but that 21-0 came from our costly mistakes. Our costly mistakes. Guess what? If we don't fumble the ball, if we convert on 4th and 1, if we don't have 5 turnovers, yes, we had 5 turnovers. And if you ask anybody that watches the game of football and know just a little bit, if you losing the turnover margin, it's likely that you don't win that game, and you going to get BTA. Like, it's going to be a belt to ass. type of scenario. That's just it is what it is. It is what it is. Hold on real quick. Let me try to fix this. Ah, all right, yeah. Let me try to fix that real quick. Ah. But yeah, anywho, man, I know it's not showing the whole Washington Commanders. Let me my bad, y'all. Stick with me, y'all. Stick with your boy. All right, there we go. All right. And we'll just bring this in a little bit. All right, there we go. All right. But yeah, that was bothering me, y'all. I don't know what that is, but it was bothering me. I had to fix it. But anywho, man, yeah, 5 turnovers. Our offense, and they was all on the offensive side of the ball, man. If we don't turn the ball over for 5 times, we can easily say that, we could have been well in that game. You know what I'm saying? We gave y'all great field position on 5 turnovers. So, hey, take y'all L, hold that L. It was get back season. Hey, we had to come and get that back. Hey, we did. We did what we were supposed to do. We got that W, man. And we are now 10-5. Shout out to everybody that played, man. Shout out to the coaches. Shout out to everybody because again, it took a team effort to win this game going against a great team like this. And Dan Quinn said it. Hey, if you want to be considered a heavy hitter, you got to knock off a heavy hitter. And hey, we won it by 3. But if you really look at like even the last year, like the games was not no blowouts against us. Like y'all may have like ran away with it at the end of the games, but the Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders have been tough games. It hasn't been a lot of blowouts. Has there been blowouts? Yeah. Y'all should have very well blew us out that game. But that's the game of football. It's 2 tails to a half. Guess what? And it's 4 quarters in a game. And you got to win all 4 quarters. And y'all didn't. Sorry, we did. So, yeah, starting it off, man, y'all know how we do, man. We're going to talk about the offense. And without talking about the offense, we're talking about the offense, I got to bring up the turnovers, man. Look at Jaden. We start with Jaden Daniels, right? Shout out to JD, man. 24 for 39, 258 in the air, man. 5 touchdowns. Man, shout out to my man. 5 touchdowns thrown, 2 interceptions. The first one, I don't know, man. I think that if you don't, the first interception, yeah, you kind of got to be like, it is what it is. We got to take that one. It happens in the game of football, but the second one is the one that if we all are going to look at film, and I know he knows that he cannot throw that ball off his back foot and in the middle of the field. That's the most dangerous place to throw the ball, and it's more than likely you're going to throw an interception, and it was. And again, I don't hold too much against him because his 5 touchdowns kind of overshadows the 2 interceptions. So I'm not going to hold too much over his head on that one. You know what I'm saying? I still think he played a great game. He was only sacked once with such a great defensive line that the Eagles do have with a 96 QBR and a 99 overall rating. Hey, man, he played a good game. If you had to ask him, and I think this is probably one of he's going to rank this as a top 3 game that he's played this season. Now, the season isn't over. He can eclipse that. He can do even more. If you ask me, which one would I take, the Bears or the ending to this one, to the Eagles? Give me the Eagles dub every day, man. Give me the Eagles dub. That's the division. I'll take that one. Yeah, the Hail Mary was, hey, if you want to be a realist, that game was supposed to have been lost. We weren't supposed to win that game. But, hey, shout out to him. He also had 9 carries for 81 yards. And then now I got to get into my guy, Brian Robinson, man. He didn't have too good of a day yesterday, and it's all good, man. 10 carries for 24 yards. It just seems like our offensive line, and again, I don't know if it's we got to put that towards play calling or it's just the run scheme or the run plays that we have designed up just isn't in favor of, Brian Robinson stacking on great running games. He's had sporadic big rushing games, but it hasn't been a full season of complete. Hey, man, I got to tip my hat off to Brian Robinson for the season he had from a running perspective. It just hasn't been that. It's been, up and down flows of good running games. And again, I got to give a shout out to the Eagles defense. This was the number 1 defense ranked going into this game. I'm not sure where they was ranked at for run defense, but we seen that hey, man, they was like, hey, JD gonna beat us passing. And I don't think y'all really want to take those chances too much more because JD kind of proved to y'all because my man could throw the ball. And you saw, and not to get off, just to go right back to Jaden Daniels, like you saw those moments, even with that last touchdown. The dude was willing to stay in the pocket and fire a shot. And if you look at that play, man, he fired that shot before Jamison Crowder even cleared the linebacker. It's like, hey, I expect you to be here because this is where the ball gonna be at. And Jamison Crowder at the right at that moment, it's like he broke and caught it. So hey man, shout out to Jaden Daniels, man. You can see that he's really progressing upwards. You know what I'm saying? Even minus the 2 interception, because guess what? The great quarterbacks throws interceptions in games. It's not about how many you throw in the game. It's how you bounce back from them. It's how you don't allow those interceptions to derail you or take your confidence away. And that's where you kind of see the difference between him and Sam Howell. He was able to, hey, I threw a pick, I threw 2 of them, and the last one could have been the one that put the nail in the coffin, because guess what? If we extend that drive, who knows what can happen, right? And he was resilient, and he stood in there. He made the throws that was needed. Uh, you only can say, hey man, we truly got our franchise QB, and we cannot, we got to do everything in our powers to protect him and get more weapons to him, because don't get us due to an official number 2, Garrett Wilson. What's up? Hey, shout out to you, my guy. If you want, I know A-Rod ain't really throwing you the ball like that, but hey, JD5, man, we gonna get you that rock, my guy. So go ahead, come on, tell him, go ahead, send you this way, man. We got a little second overall pick. I mean, not second overall pick, a second round pick for you. Go ahead, man. Come on down, 95, man. Hey, just come on down. We got you. Go ahead and link up with your Ohio State brethren. You already got Terry here. You already know you play with him. You know what I'm saying? No Diddy. You got Marshawn Lattimore. We got some O-State guys in the locker room for you, man. Come on down, man. Come on, rock with your boy. But that's the offseason. I'll have my take on that later on, even if he gets traded, which we know he ain't. But yeah, man. Back to Brian Robinson, man. Hey, it be games like that, my guy. It be games like that. I seen the passion and the like the hurt that you had when you fumbled the ball, not only once but twice. And that's what you're not known for, fumbling. That's not what you're known for. So I'm not going, put too much on that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, all I can say is, hey, we got to get better, my guy. But those turnovers was a reason to the 21 points that we seen the Eagles score. He don't turn the ball over, and we made, even if we don't get into field goal position or score a TD, hey, we can at least punt the ball. Put our defense in a good position to make them have to drive down the field. And again, all right, now, I got to give a shout out to Zacchaeus, man. That was a great catch, great run after catch, breaking tackles. He not only seen the end zone once, he saw it twice. So major shout out to Zacchaeus. Terry McLaurin, man, caught a beautiful, it felt like the ball was in the air forever. JD threw that thing out there, but beautiful thrown ball by JD. Beautiful catch and traction by Terry McLaurin, being able to track the ball over his shoulder and being able to come down with it and scoring. You know what I'm saying? We didn't think that we was going to see too many single coverage on Terry McLaurin, but that kind of happens when you're moving him around consistently. You don't see, Quinyon Mitchell is going to chase him across. You ain't going to see Slay, pick him up if he come into the slot. But that's what you got to do from an offensive perspective, man. Shout out to Cliff Kingsbury. I'm going to say it, shout out. I know I kind of been, questioning your play calling most of this season, especially the games that we lost. But I still say this, and I stand by it. I still think your offense is predictable, especially from a run game perspective. If you're going to have the RPO in there, man, give multiple variations of RPO. If you're going to run the ball, man, go under center. Go under center, put a fullback, put Benson, put John Bates. This is when you need that under center type of run plays. And run the ball, run some stretch, run some toss. It's literally counter left, counter right, HB dive. HB dive. That's the only run calls that I've seen. What do we have Anthony Lynn in the building for? He's our running back coordinator. Hey, get with him. Say, hey man, we need to find something. We need to find how we can implement different run plays. I'm gonna let you call the run plays. Like, it ain't nothing wrong. Hey, we here to win. We ain't here to take all the credit. But most of the credit's gonna go to you anyway. But there ain't nothing wrong with leaning on your run game, your running back coach and your run game coordinator to try to figure out ways how we can better run the ball. Because it hasn't been looking good. It's been up and down hills, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to Cliff, man. I'm still questioning the screen game. because it seems like we can only run screens from behind the line of scrimmage, and it seems like the Eagles were just sitting on it. They were sitting. They knew when the screen was coming. They just read it. They read it perfectly, and it was just kind of like, God dang, man, like, are we not one time going to motion the guy and then leak him up the field, because they're playing the screen heavy. Darius Slate broke on like 3 or 4 screen passes. I'm like, good Lord. Ben Sinnott, I know you whiffed on that one block. Hey, man, I'm going to charge it to you being a rookie, my guy. I'm going to charge it to you being a rookie. I ain't going to hold that over your head, man. Hopefully you can do better, because you have not been a guy that whiff on blocks like that out in open field, man. You actually been one of our best outside of the line of scrimmage blocking tight ends that we've had all season. So I don't know how you missed that one, my guy. But yeah, man, major shout out to the offense. If I had to give them a grade, I'll get them because it started off bad. It started off like, it's just like, here we go. Here we go back to the old, like, we can't do nothing on offense. And then y'all turned it up, man. So with that, I give y'all A-. I give y'all A-, man. A solid A- for that game, because y'all showed resilience. Y'all didn't give up. Y'all didn't, even with 5 turnovers, y'all could have just, you know what I'm saying, just took that mental check out and be like, hey, we good, y'all. It just ain't our day. But y'all stuck with it, and y'all was able to overcome all adversities, all 5 adversities, and the turnovers. De'Ami Brown, hey, man, you got to know how to, when you catch that thing, you got to know how to tuck that, baby. You got to tuck it. But major shout out to 53 for forcing the fumble on that one. And again, I'm giving the credit to the Eagles defense. They are a stout defense. Jalen Carter is a phenomenal D tackle / DN, man. He's a game wrecker, a game changer. And hey, I tip my hat off to y'all D-line. I tip my hat off to y'all linebackers. Y'all already know I'm a Georgia guy, man. It's hard for me not to root for these guys, but when they make plays, they make plays, man. The Kobe Dean, he been doing that since Georgia. So I just already knew what type of guy he was from a linebacker perspective, man. Shout out to y'all defense for playing a good game. But now let's get into our defense, man. Our defense, run game is still ass. I don't know what it is no more. I done seen them get out of the 3 technique and put a D tackle over top of the center, and guess what? We still can't tackle. 131. I think he had 130 some yards in the first half. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. 29 carries, 150, and 2 TDs. Now this is my, as much as I'm going to condemn them, I got to give them they praise, but I also know kind of a reason why we kind of was able to stop that run offense, and it was because of Jalen Hurts been out. It was because he didn't finish the rest of the game. That, hey, Joe Witt, shout out to you. I gotta give you your credit too, my guy. You was able to say, hey man, if we're gonna lose by Kenny Pickett throwing the ball. Simple as that. So we're gonna stack that box. We're gonna fill the open lanes with linebackers and safeties and cornerbacks. Simple as that. He started off with like 130, came in a half. Second half he only had like 20 something yards. So I gotta give him a shout out to being able to step up. I'm gonna take the victory as we get him, because you never know what that do to the mental. It's like, hey man, we can really stop this guy, even though he had 130 something. It looked like he was about to have 300 yards rushing if Jalen Hurts was still in the game, because you gotta account for him as a running back, being in the backfield. And it's like, man, we'll live with Kenny Pickett running. We'll live with that. We ain't scared of that. We're not gonna let 26 get off, and they kind of did that. Shout out to my boy. Give him a round of applause. You see these 2 things right here, Devontae Smith? This is what you should have used to catch the game-winning pass, man. That would have sealed the victory for the Philadelphia Eagles. If you ask me, that was a defining moment, because when you dropped that, my boy, you left the window open for us to come back and have a game-winning drive by my man JD and company. And also, shout out to Saquon Barkley. Appreciate you, my guy. Gotta give you a round of applause, too. Gotta give you a round of applause. So guess what? You are the reason. I don't know why we had Bobby Wagner checking you. I don't know why that. Put a safety on this guy. Like, keep those linebackers in the middle of the field and let them get depth and take away those quick slants. And that's another thing. They slanted us the fuck up all game, bro. All game. And I'm just like, damn, man. Like, it's like we ain't gonna we only dropped back the linebacker into the zone. Shout out to Frankie Louvu. Hey, you dropped one against the Saints and you came back and you faked like you was going to the flats and you dropped right back into Kenny Pickett's eye view of AJ Brown, and you picked the ball up. And that was the kind of the shift and momentum, if you ask me. That pick kind of started to change things. We was able to score off of that drive, and that's all you can ask for, is when your defense gets you turnovers, Offense, your ass got to come on the field and you got to put up points. Not 3 points. We need 7. At that time and in the moment, being down 21-0, we needed 6. We needed a touchdown. And you start to see the momentum kind of shift our way. They was able to get it back at moments, and now I got to. But we was able to, withstand the onslaught that we knew that the Philadelphia Eagles could bring to the game. But with that being said, man, let's get into the talk of the town, man. This was the talk leading all the way up to this game. Marshawn Lattimore and A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown, I think, had 8 catches, 97 yards, a touchdown, 15 targets. They was really trying to prove that, hey, we don't care if y'all got Marshawn Lattimore, number 25, who scared the hell out of me, and I'm going to tell y'all why in a second. Number 13, formerly known as Emmanuel Forbes, now with the Los Angeles Rams. Mike Sanders still, like Noah Igbenogany. If I apologize if I slaughtered your last name, I'm not good with him. But yeah, man, they was really trying to prove, hey, we don't care who y'all got at cornerback. We believe in our guy number 11. 15 targets, 8 catches. Hey, that's a win. That's a good. If you can target 15 times, bro, and you only get 8 catches, I gotta give a shout out to Marshawn Lattimore. He won some, he lost some, and I'm gonna talk about the penalties, the costly penalties. The third quarter, we only had 2 possessions, I believe, from an offense perspective. We only had the ball twice in the whole third quarter. Cause why? They had 2 possessions where it was penalty after penalty after penalty. Now in the first, I don't know if they had called pass interference, they called holding, whatever the call was. All right, I can live with that. The second one, and this is what my take is about the NFL, period. Y'all too many times, man, give too much credit or give too much leeway to the receivers. All right, if you don't want the DBs to be touchy, grabby, holding and all that, your receivers can't use their hands to push off or slightly push off or grab the cornerback. And that second one, you can clearly see, and I'm not blaming the refs. The refs, hey, they're human. The human eye going to miss some stuff. But if you're going to call it even, and if you're going to see physicality on both ends, you got to let both of them, the receiver and the cornerback, just play it out. Or if you're going to penalize one, you got to penalize both. That's just how I see the game. Y'all can argue with me. Y'all can say, nah, those just bad calls. Hey, the first one, all right, I can live with that. I ain't mad at it. The second one, if A.J. Brown got his hand in my man collar, what is a cornerback supposed to do? What am I supposed to do if I'm a DB and he got his hands inside my jersey? I'm going to grab his ass back, because guess what? If you grabbing me, and this is what a ref should be saying, hey, you grabbing him, he got every right to grab you back. And then the ball didn't even look catchable. It didn't even look like he tracked the ball until after he looked up. The ball was like maybe 8-10 yards past him. It wasn't even a catchable ball. But you cannot hold a D-back on any defensive player and not expect to get held back. And I don't expect to see. And if it's us doing it, same rules apply. If Terry McLaurin holding Darius Slay or Quinyon Mitchell, hey, both of y'all hold his ass back. We gonna fight. If that's the physical type of game that A.J. Brown wants to play, hey, refs, you gotta let that shit rock. You can't call that. That's just my opinion. That was a bad call. The second one, in the red zone, hey, man. No, it wasn't in the red zone, but the third penalty that he got, he was there early. But you got to look at the slight push-off. The slant was ran, but if you see A.J. Brown, he clearly puts hands on Marshawn Lattimore first. So my man said, was it within 5 yards? I said, even if it was, if he touched me, I'm going to touch him back. But if you're not going to call off the push-off, then don't call me arriving early. Simple as that. Let us play it out. And you simply say it. Hey, AJ, if I'm a ref, simply say it. Hey, bro, you want to be physical? He get an opportunity to be physical with you right back. Simple as that. That's how I look at it. But that did, take time of possession out of our hands, because that extended drives. That put them in field goal range. We held them to 6 points. They only kicked two field goals in the second half. I got to take that. I live with that. But if I had to look at our defense, man, shout out to, again, Frankie Louvu played a hell of a game. Johnny Newton, shout out to you, my guy. You played a hell of a game. I know we missed Jonathan Allen. I know it was kind of like we didn't know if he was going to play or not, but they kind of called that early that he wasn't going to play. Deron Payne, I got to give you, you played a hell of a football game yesterday. I got to give you your props. We ain't here too much. I mean, and again, I don't look from a stat perspective, but just something from the eye test that I saw. You was into a lot of plays, my guy. Johnny Newton, you was into a lot of plays. Even some of the backup guys, Sheldon Day, what is his name? Carl Davis. Big momentum plays. Celine for who we ain't seen. I don't know where my man been at, but Celine came in and got a sack. It was almost a strip. It was a strip fumble, but we couldn't recover it. Hey, those are plays that we like to see. Tyler Owens, man, on special teams. Hey, if you had to give a game ball, that goes to you on special teams, my guy, from a kickoff perspective. And Luke McCaffrey taking on the kick return duties. You almost had one. You almost had one that you returned. But Marshawn Lattimore played a great game, man. I'm not a great. He played a good game. He played a decent game. That was his first game where he actually got battle tested mostly all game from a passing perspective. And I seen him in there on some run plays, like trying to force Saquon back into the linebackers. He took on a tight end one time. I gotta give him credit for that. But hey, shout out to him, man. Our run game still sucks. I don't know what it is that we can do to better improve that. I don't know if there's better DNs, some guys that can actually hold the outside and force guys back into the D tackles. I don't know what it is, man. Percy Butler, I don't know what you was thinking on Kenny. You lucky, thank God they picked that flag up because you touched the shoulder pad. I just don't like if the guy is sliding, man, stay away from him. That could have been a costly penalty. Now let's talk about Gardner Johnson and De'Ami Brown. I don't know what was said. I don't know what was spoken that made my man De'Ami throw that right hand and knock my man helmet off. But choose your words wisely, bro. Like, not everybody about that talking. And if you say the wrong thing, you say the wrong thing to the wrong person, you never know how that person is going to pop off. The Army was about that action, number 8. And then the second one, I don't know what happened, man. You got ejected off of that. I'm a sport, man. I'm a sportsman. Hey, man, let the talking go. As long as it don't get too crazy where, any threatening words are being used or, what I'm saying, nobody threatening one another, like, and the B word, of course, like, that always going to be a triggering for our community. If you know, you know. That B word, man, you can't toss that around because people really going to take offense. But it's a game, right? I'm with the trash talk. I've never was one to start the trash talk. But if you start popping your gums and I start talking back, don't get mad at what's the outcome of that. You get what I'm saying? But I don't think he should have been ejected, man. At the end of the day, it's a violent sport. It's a competitive sport. Hey, man, you gotta let my man live his life, man. Let him talk trash as long as they not throwing punches like De'Ami did. If you can eliminate that, and I guess that's kind of why they was like, hey, that's it. No more of that. Keep it, hey, just play football now. Something probably was said to the extent that, hey, you should have got punched in your face for. But if you've been warned to stop talking and leave it at that. But again, man, shout out to our team, man. Shout out to us. We was able to overcome a first quarter onslaught, man, by the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of that was done to us. Again, I will say, if you had to ask me from a week 1 to week 16 or week 15, whatever week we in, week 16, we have gotten our way a whole lot, man. And I hope that as we continue to go on through this season and even get into the playoffs, hopefully we can try to eliminate those moments where we are shooting ourselves in the foot. If we can overcome that, I like us going forward through into next year and the years later. Because again, if you can eliminate the turnovers, man, it may be a totally different game. It may be like 14-7 or something like that, not 21-0. But with that being said, man, it's still victory fucking Monday, man. Shout out to my mob. Oh yeah, special shout out, man. Hey, happy holidays to everybody, man. Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope Santa brings you guys all the gifts that you've been asking for, and he bought me mine early because guess what? We didn't get swept by the Eagles. And with that, I see y'all on the next one, baby. I'm out.